Shark versus Dyson. Let the battle begin. I'm going to begin blow drying my roots because I want to use the barrels for both to get the best results and to accelerate the process. I want the roots nice and dry, but leave kind of the mids to the ends slightly damp. So Shark actually has a concentrator to make sure the flow is concentrated where you actually want the flow to go, or the airflow to go. It has this 90-degree angle that you can create to create this hair dryer. I think that's the best feature of the Shark in my opinion. And then the Dyson has this attachment. It's a 2-in-1 attachment where you have the air coming out right here, and then at the top you have this nozzle. You turn it, and then the concentrator moves to the flyaway finisher, which is phenomenal. Obviously, we're gonna focus on the drying portion today. We're gonna do the exact same heat setting and airflow, highest on both. So Andre just tested how loud it is. Not tested, he just looked into our mic to see what the dB levels are. This one is roughly 25% louder than the Dyson. Dyson. I already like the concentrator on this better because it's a straight line. This is smaller. I'm gonna do it this way.
Before you finish the rest of it, so which one's easier to hold?
This one. This one, first of all, it's extremely wobbly. I'm barely putting force, and if you move it like this, you can hear it wobbling, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's the 90-degree angle. I like it better for the barrels instead of the attachment for the concentrator. This is so much easier.
So what has more airflow?
This does. It's a lot more powerful and it feels hotter as well in comparison to the Dyson. Okay, my hair is, I would say it's at least 85–90% dry. I have my trusty continuous water spray. I have a little bit of my IGK prep spray. And now let's begin curling the hair. So here we go. We have the Shark and this is the Dyson. This is the long version. Dyson also has more, it's kind of like this size right here where it's a little bit shorter for shorter hair, but same size. The only difference is Shark has 2 barrels just like the Dyson original had. So you need to have both of them to create waves for one side of the head. But you could just, on one side, you could just hold it like this. On the other side, you can hold it like this. That's what I did in my Dyson. And the Dyson, the new attachments, the upgraded, re-engineered, you have the nozzle at the top to twist, and it changes the direction of the flow for the Kawanda technology. And both use Kawanda technology. We're gonna hold them for even amount of time. Hot and cool shot, we're gonna hold it for 30 seconds each section just to make sure we get similar, or hopefully similar results. It's a little too dry, so I'm just gonna lightly mist both sides. We're gonna start first wrapping it up and see which one has the better Kawanda technology. My least favorite thing about the Shark so far, the controls are right here. I wish they were all right here with the cool shot button.
So you were saying that right away that felt really hot?
Yeah, look at my ear. Not damp enough. That's better. Fine. Very similar.
So what are the differences you noticed right away?
Very quiet, very loud. That's the biggest difference. They're both very hot, but this one feels hotter. Maybe because there's a lot more airflow coming out. Okay, now I'm gonna do it my way, the way I like to do or use the Airwrap, do. This one, I like getting the 90-degree because I'm gonna go down instead of up. I find that it works better for my hair type. I like that it doesn't overlap itself as much because you kind of guide it around the barrel. You guys see how easy this is? The controls are right there, right at my fingertip. I don't have to think about it.
Similar.
Nice. Woohoo! Let me continue doing this for the rest of my head.
Do you get a feel so far which Coanda effect is stronger?
I think they're both even. The only thing I will say, it's smoother with the Dyson because it doesn't have these ridges. You see how it has these 3D ridges for the airflow to go? And look at the difference. The Dyson is very smooth on your hair. So I feel like it's a little bit more even. It kind of sucks it a lot more around the barrel. This one has a little bit more air going through the hair.
Just out.
So I don't know if which one is better, honestly. But this one, because it sounds more powerful and it's hotter, or it feels hotter, this one might have a lot more air coming through.
So I noticed that you are running out of real estate on that barrel.
Because it's shorter.
Yeah.
And it's, whew, dampened my face. Hold on. Yep. Turn my heat off. We're back on track. We're gonna open up a window in here. Are y'all still with me? With the last sections left. Last one. Okay, we're gonna let this really set, cool off, even though we did use cool shots for both sides, but still, my scalp is hot on both sides. It's warm, it's warm. I was really curious, what's longer? The body is longer in Shark, but they're the same size. Look at that. With the long attachment, it's the same size. Dyson is a little bit easier to hold versus a Shark, because a Shark is a little bit wider. Dyson is skinnier. All right, let's go through some of the facts. The differences, similarities, price, all that good stuff. Let's start with the price for Shark. $249 is their most affordable option, and you can choose 3 different attachments out of the 5, versus Dyson, you can only buy like a complete package for long hair, for fine hair, I think also for like coily, curly hair, and each one offers 6 different options. I'm gonna say 6, but it's technically 7 with the multi-styler. So 7 different attachments for $599. So $600 versus $250. The more expensive one they have, I think is for $269, and you get the 5 attachments. You can either choose more for the fine, straighter hair or the curlier, coily hair. And I think they offer the diffuser in that one, and in this one you get more of the concentrator for my hairstyle or my hair type, which is more fine and more straight. And then for Dyson, this right here is what I'm saying. It's a 2-in-1. So you get the concentrator on this side, and then when you turn the nozzle, you get the smoothing flyaway attachment. Plus, most of the attachments, they offer a mini or smaller version, more thinner version for shorter hair. And they also came out with a barrel that's thinner for 0.8 inches diameter. This one right here is 1.2 inches. Shark is 1.25 inches. So there's a little bit of a difference. As you can see right now, even Dyson has more of a tighter curl or wave versus Shark has more of a looser wave.
So altogether, Dyson has
13 attachments that you can choose from.
And you can also use all your old attachments from the older version.
Yep.
And
Shark
has
5 total. I'm hoping they're gonna come out with more. I'm sure they will, right? I'm sure they will. I'm excited for the other attachments.
And pretty much the only one that they truly copied was the command effect. The barrel, that's it.
Yes, because everything else, let me just show you this right here. This brush is very unique to Dyson because it also uses the Quanta technology, and it moves with the direction of the flow, whichever way you have the direction of your brush attachment going, that's where the air is going to go, resulting with less frizz and flyaways, which is awesome. The older one doesn't really have this good technology. This one is great. Really great. Now let's talk about the safety. How safe are these tools for your hair? So they're both claiming to be very safe. That's the whole purpose of buying something like this, investing into a styler that dries and styles your hair at once. That way you don't have to use excessive heat. So Dyson does say that they use or they don't go above 302 degrees Fahrenheit. So in my opinion, this is pretty safe, but it still feels very hot on the scalp. Shark doesn't have any kind of specific, they don't specify their highest temperature, but they do claim to be very safe. And the one thing I will say about temperature and controls right now, because we're talking about temperature, Shark does offer one extra heat setting, which I think is great. So when you turn this on, this red button, that's the control. So you have 1, 2, 3. Dyson, when you turn this on, the temperature is right here. You only have 2. You have a low and then a high, and then this blue little circle is the cool shot, and then you have an extra cool shot for when you use the barrels, so that way it's very easy and very convenient with the controls. Yeah, that's great. That's a big bonus. I think perfect for people that have very coarse, very thick type of hair that need that extra heat. Okay, next thing I want to mention. I already mentioned this in the video a couple of times, where you have the controls. The Dyson, I honestly think they thought this through of where you're gonna hold it, how you're gonna hold it. And I haven't since I purchased this, when was this? Whenever they came out. But even with the original one, I only hit this a couple of times, but then I just kind of held it right here because you're using the cool shot most of the time after you wrap the hair. The controls are in a very convenient spot. You just need your one hand and you're good to go. But with Shark, it's honestly very inconvenient and very frustrating because I changed the heat setting multiple times without me noticing, and I'm like, wait, it feels pretty cool and not as warm. I just wish this was all higher right here. And it's not in the way of the hair dryer or the 90-degree angle. It's all right here. It would be really nice and convenient, in my opinion. Very similar to this. They both have the same mechanism. You have to press this down to unlock and then lock back up, so very similar. This is the one thing, in my opinion, that's putting an edge on the Shark for the ergonomics. This is so great, especially if you use the barrel like I am, going down. It's so easy. Very similar for the filters. This one, it feels a little cheaper. You have to put a lot more force into it, and it has these little sides where you have to slide it back in. Make sure I don't break it. Dyson, it's very easy, and it has a little magnet. It just pops itself right back in place. What else? What else can we talk about? How heavy? That's where we checked yesterday. Shark was heavier by like 0.5 ounces. Dyson is a little bit lighter. You can actually feel it. It's a slight difference, but you can feel it. One little mention about the Dyson attachments. All of these new re-engineered attachments, you can buy them separately. One of them, if you just want a specific one, like I really want the 0.8 inch just to see how tight the curls how tight I can get them. I believe they're all $39.99. The original ones you can use with your new one and back and forth. I think that's great. They're all interchangeable. And one little thing I'm gonna nitpick. Dyson comes with its own case, a beautiful case to store all of your attachments in here with a lid. Ooh. I just have it open because I was using the attachments, and Shark doesn't. And they don't even have an option to purchase a case, which I think would be great to have a case for all of your attachments, to have them all stored neat and just even, you know, presented on the vanity. Why not? I just thought to mention that. And every Airwrap does come with its own case to have a place to put all of the attachments in. All right, let me, I'm gonna run my fingers through my hair. Let me actually see what it looks like before I do that. Okay, that looks good. It's very consistent. It's still a lot of movement, shiny, bouncy, not frizzy. Love it. There's a difference, but it's a little bit tighter on this side. They look both very beautiful, not frizzy, very shiny, very bouncy. I mean, you can see that. A lot of movement, beautiful. Obviously, this up here, I could just use the smoothing flyaway attachment, but I'm just gonna leave it because that's all my new baby hair. My new baby growth from my postpartum. We're proud of these. All right, you guys, I hope this video was helpful. I wanted to demonstrate as much as possible, and I'm excited. I am really hopeful for Shark for other hair attachments and just the technology that they're using, and I'm really excited and happy that they're offering something a little bit more affordable than Dyson, which comes at $600. One thing, it would be great if both brands offered just this, and then you can purchase whatever other attachments you want. T3 did it. Why can't you guys do it? Next video, Shark versus Revlon.
Because they copied their attachment.
You're the same, but you're different. I'm excited for this. They're both falling out. Dyson is still tighter. Shark is more loose. Both beautiful. We're back home from the dinner that we went to at South Hall Farm and Inn. It's out in Franklin. It's an incredible place, but they're doing this dinner outside that they cook over live fire. But I'll show you guys the footage here. It was incredible. So I took a shot right before we went to dinner, and then I had Andre take footage of my hair at the dinner. So like I said, it was outside, so we were outdoors since 6:30 until after 10:30. And this is what my hair looks like. Not bad. Okay, let's start with Shark. There's a little bit of a bend happening, but it's gone. There's a little bit more of a bend on the Dyson side, but to begin with, the Dyson was a tad bit tighter just because the barrel is a little bit smaller. I thought for sure that it was gonna fall out well before Shark, just because it didn't feel as hot and it didn't feel as, the air didn't feel as strong as the Shark. But there you guys have it, just a quick little comparison, 1-to-1 at the end of the day, and there's still something there. I'm pretty impressed that my hair still looks very smooth, very shiny. There's still quite a bit of movement happening. It feels great, it looks good, but again, I didn't apply any kind of product to help with the longevity, to prolong the waves, curls. I didn't use any kind of mousse, gel. All I used was my leave-in conditioner and my nourishing leave-in treatment. It's been two products that I've been using for a long time, Reverie and IGK. And both of those, they don't really prolong or make my curls last longer. It's just more of a nourishing leave-in treatment type of a thing. I'm sure if you add like hairspray, something to add a little bit more texture into the hair, or like a fine lightweight mousse to add a little bit more hold and flexibility into the hair. But yeah, I thought this was great to see 1-to-1 and to really experience both tools. But again, I'm gonna say one more time, I think Shark it's a great option that want something that Dyson offers at a lower cost, a slightly more affordable, again, $250 versus $600. I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching, spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next one.